Troy and AJ are in the house. This is World War G on CosmicPotatoNetwork.com.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
I am Iron Man. That's a big point.
Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds.
You are a boy!
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Why so serious?
The city's flying. We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense.
And welcome to World War G, episode 295. I'm Troy.
Troy is literally one of a kind. He's a goblin or a hobbit or a kobold, which is a type of gremlin.
I'm AJ.
AJ, what kind of name is AJ? Oh, you race cars?
Holy cow, has it been a crazy month for me.
Right?
Yeah. So, for those that don't know, let me set the scene here. So, around Thanksgiving, I started feeling ill. I started feeling sick.
Yes. Like most people do.
Yeah, well. And
For other reasons.
I thought it was a cold.
Right.
I was coughing, I was sneezing, I was sniffling.
You were all of the
Ings.
No. I was gonna suggest the dwarfs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was dopey.
Sneezy, coffee, grumpy, congested.
Yeah, that's my favorite dwarf.
Yeah.
Congested. Yeah, he was good.
Snow White never wanted to kiss him.
No.
So, social distancing.
Yeah. Do the elbow.
Yeah.
So, I thought I was just getting a cold.
Yes.
So I lost my sense of taste and smell, and which happens sometimes when you have a cold because everything gets all stuffed up.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought would happen. Well, the congestion left, the coughing left, the sneezing left, but the sense of taste and smell never returned. And day after day after, all of a sudden it's a week, no smell or taste. 2 weeks, no smell or taste.
This is like a superpower, Troy. I would count it as a blessing.
I mean, there have been advantages to this, but, so I thought, great, I got COVID. Wonderful. Just what I need.
Right? Especially around the holidays when you're supposed to be visiting with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get my car registered this month. Christmas presents. I want to get my window fixed.
Yeah.
But if I'm not working, no money.
Right.
So, of course, just my luck, So I went and got tested. The test came back negative. But still no taste or smell.
Right.
So I call up my boss, the store manager, and say, hey, test is positive, but I still don't have any taste and smell.
Negative.
I'm ready to come back.
Negative.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Tested negative.
Oh, geez.
No, tested negative. Tested negative. I still don't have any taste or smell, but I'm ready to come back to work. He said, no. He said, you can come back when your taste and smell return.
Right.
We need you to be 100% healthy. Great. That could be months.
Right.
But, so.
It's kind of, you've started, right?
It's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really feel like these season's eatings will help.
I think so. So anyway, basically I've been quarantining for the last two and a half weeks.
And now I'm in this cesspool? What the hell?
You've come down to the
layer.
To the petri dish here.
Yeah, basically.
So that's why there was no episode last week, because I was keeping away from everybody and everything. And
I think you're just getting cold feet about 300. As it gets closer and closer.
Am I ready? Am I ready for this? Can we do this? So yeah. Anyway, that's what's been happening with. What's been happening with you? I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks.
It has been a minute. Working, sleeping, writing. These are the other dwarfs.
Right. Those were the more creative dwarfs.
Hiking, dating. Yeah. The usual.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Let's get to Season's Eatings.
Hog the eggnog, don't share a drop. Slam on the turkey breast, get it while it's hot. Don't be rude, close your mouth till it's true. Season's Eatings to my people, enjoy your food. Hog the eggnog, don't share a drop, slam on the turkey breast, get it, get it.
So now we had talked about, I want to say a couple of months ago on the podcast that Dunkin' and Post were teaming up together to create a cereal.
Right.
And we were hoping that it would have a lot of caffeine in it because that's what you look for when you drink coffee. You know, you need that pick-me-up. So why not combine breakfast with that pick-me-up,
Sure.
right? I grabbed the 2 flavors that they have. I know it's not technically a seasonal food, but it did just come out during this holiday season, so I figured, what the hell. We have 2 different flavors. There's the mocha latte, and then there's the caramel macchiato.
Mm-hmm.
And just from opening them up, dude, they already smell really good.
They do.
Yeah.
They do smell almost exactly like as advertised. I'm gonna do a little.
Now, are there marshmallows in there as well?
No, I gotta get some of the.
Whatever the other flakes are.
Okay.
Wait.
So yeah, so
Where'd that there?
it should be right there. So it looks like Cocoa Puffs,
It really does.
but with marshmallows. So Cocoa Puffs and little marshmallows.
Now this one is the mocha latte.
Yeah. Now we'll see how much of this I can actually taste, shall we?
Oh, wow.
Okay. I'm getting coffee. A little bit of chocolate, too.
And you feel like it would be really bitter, but they've actually done a good job of sweetening it up, but not making it overly sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad.
No. I really do like the marshmallows, and I kind of wish there were a few more marshmallows.
Mm-hmm.
Like the marshmallow to cereal ratio is a little off.
A little off, yeah. Gotta work on that, Post. Okay. And here's that thing about cereal. It's gotta be easy to eat.
Right.
And I think this is easy to eat.
They're like pellets.
Yeah. Little cereal pellets.
Yeah, I could totally. Yeah. I'm gonna enjoy these cereals.
Alright. Let's get to this caramel macchiato.
Now, I feel like there's got to be definitely more of a caramel flavor to it.
Hang
I'm
on.
hoping.
I got it. Okay. There we go. Again, different smell, which is good because sometimes cereal just kind of has that just a generic smell.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
like even if you get different flavors of like Captain Crunch, it still smells like Captain Crunch.
It does.
Regardless. But these are very different. Also, what I noticed is with the caramel macchiato, the little cocoa puff pieces are lighter.
They are.
It's a
yeah.
lighter brown. Attention to detail. It's very important.
Even if it is just coloring, like, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Get a marshmallow before I chew.
Oh, yeah.
Definite difference.
Yes.
And my taste is gone.
There it was.
There, I had it for a sec, now it's gone. But I definitely tasted a difference there. There is a strong caramel flavor.
And it almost seems like it's a little, like they put more milk in it or something.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Where it's lighter. It's
Yeah.
not as strong of a coffee taste.
Right. Okay. That's not bad at all.
No.
Okay, so this one is mocha latte.
Yep.
Okay, so out of 10, what are you giving it?
I think I'm probably at about 8.5. I probably would have gone a 9 had there been a few more marshmallows in the mix.
Okay. I am with that one. I'm at a 7.
Okay.
Because I like... So that gives that one a 15.5. I like a cereal that tastes exactly as advertised.
Yes.
You know?
You get what you expect.
Mm-hmm. Like, again, a lot of the times cereals will say, oh, this is cotton candy flavored, or this is whatever flavored, strawberry, whatever. And it tastes kind of like that, but more of a chemical-y taste.
Or cardboard taste to it.
Yeah. But that one actually, they got it on the nose. So for the other one, for the caramel, what are you giving that one?
My typical go-to is a caramel macchiato when I'm drinking coffee.
Okay.
Or just any caramel thing in general.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. This one, I feel like I'm at a little bit like a 7.
Okay.
It had a little bit more of I like the caramel and I appreciate the caramel taste, but I could taste the cardboard a little bit more.
I gave it a 6.
Okay.
From that little bit that I could taste before my taste went away. I enjoyed the mocha taste better than I did that one.
Right. It was just like kind of a stronger, more not bitter, but bitter taste to it.
Yeah. A sweeter, bitter taste.
Yes.
If that makes any sense. But yeah, I mean, I would totally recommend that if you guys want to go check them out.
Now we'll just have to see if we do actually get a buzz at all from this.
Right, yeah.
There's got to be caffeine in them.
Want to know a little bit of Dunkin' history?
Sure.
See, this is what you need when you were a kid and you're eating cereal. You need something on the back to read.
You really do. A puzzle, interesting facts, funny jokes, something.
Let's see. William Rosenberg opened his first coffee and donut shop in Quincy, M.A. Wait, what's M.A.? Is that Maine? I think that's Maine. Called Open Kettle. Open Kettle was changed to Dunkin' Donuts in 1950. 1955, first franchise agreement signed and executed in Worcester,
yeah.
Maine. Yeah. And then in 2011, Dunkin' celebrates...
Massachusetts.
Is it Massachusetts?
M.A., yeah.
What's Maine? Is that M.E.?
Michigan is M.I.
Michigan's M.I.
Yeah.
Montana's M.O.
And state?
Maine's got to be...
It is M.E.
M.E., okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Massachusetts. Yeah, in 2011, Dunkin' celebrates the opening of its 10,000th restaurant worldwide.
They're calling themselves a restaurant, though?
Well, what would you call it?
A coffee shop?
Coffee shop?
That also happens... Well, I guess Dunkin'...
Can you go down... Can you go in and sit and enjoy a coffee?
Yes.
So I think if that, I would say that would qualify as a resturant.
Starbucks is a restaurant then, too?
Yeah.
Because you can go in there?
I'd call Starbucks a restaurant. I mean, yes, it is a coffee shop, but
Right.
I think the genre itself would be called a restaurant. Where there are many subgenres of restaurants.
Right. I feel like if you can't get a dinner item or...
So like you're thinking like a meal would qualify?
If you can't really get a meal, I wouldn't qualify it as a restaurant in my thought process.
You can get breakfast. Pretty good breakfast there.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
Well, even then, it's just like a cup of coffee and
It's
maybe
on the go.
a
It's
cookie
more of
or a pastry or something.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, maybe a sandwich, like a breakfast
you can get
egg
a
sandwich.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking more of a meal constitutes a restaurant.
Well, if they're calling it a restaurant on the back here, I'm going with restaurant.
That works.
Oh, they went out of order. Oh, they went this way. Oh, I see what they did.
Down, left, right, over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Dunkin' Donuts is changed to just Dunkin'. They've dropped the donuts.
Yeah.
Now it's just Dunkin'. Well, look at you.
There was some sort of a
got to cater to those healthy millennials.
Twitter battle going between Dunkin' and somebody else, and they'd brought up the fact that they no longer have what they're known for in their name.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember who the beef was with. It was probably Wendy's.
Was.
Wendy's fights with everybody.
Wendy's is sassy.
Yeah.
Is there a Dunkin' around here?
There was, but it closed down recently.
There was one up on
Harrison.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That one closed down. That's the one I was talking about.
I don't think there's a Dunkin' around here.
No.
I think we'd have to travel, do a little traveling before.
To go to their restaurant?
Yeah, to go to Dunkin's restaurant, yeah. Starbucks is literally just 5 minutes that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to This Week in Geek.
This weekend.
Geek.
So, I have a list.
Everybody loves a list.
This one I thought might be interesting. I want to see if maybe we agreed or disagreed with this.
Okay.
These are 10 widely hated series finales that should be re-evaluated. At the time they aired, these shows finales received negative reviews. However, maybe it's time to reevaluate and give them the credit they deserve. Okay? So, number 10, Lost. Lost will forever remain one of those shows that are intrinsically linked to their bad endings. But it's not that bad. Most of the mysteries were answered, the story was concluded, and the finale was emotionally resonant. It's not perfect, but it's not as bad as its reputation would suggest. Thoughts? First of all, did you see the finale of Lost?
No.
Great.
Did not. Did you?
I did.
Okay.
I watched the entire series.
Really? From start to finish? Were you kind of disappointed with the ending at all? I've seen enough of the episodes to know which direction it was going.
I was disappointed in the fact that it wasn't what I expected it to be. Because the way they were going, I was thinking, okay, then there were a lot of rumors circulating around. It's like, okay, maybe it is, they're like in a limbo here between life and death.
Yeah.
And they're kind of in purgatory, and that's ended up kind of being what it was. And when they kind of suggested that, I'm like, oh, that's...
kind of lackluster. You were hoping for something more.
I was hoping for something
like
else.
a twist or a... Yeah.
So I get where
really
they're
are
coming from.
lost.
Yeah.
And that's the last line in the show.
We really are lost. Yeah. Number 9.
Oh, Hurley.
I bet you'll agree with this one. Well,
Game
actually,
of Thrones?
Maybe you'll
Is it
disagree.
Game of Thrones?
Thrones.
Yeah. Ugh. Garbage. The whole last season. Ugh. They rushed it.
The GF would absolutely agree with you.
Right?
When she watched it the first time just this year, and when she got to the season finale and the ending, she was like, what the hell was that?
Yeah. It felt so rushed. It felt so out of place, and I hated the brand. He's just like, well, why do you think I was here? I'm like, you SOB, you little, like, 3-eyed raven mother. Yeah. I was pissed off about that. And also them sending Jon Snow back to the wall, and him killing his lady, and...
his brother is literally the king.
Right.
He can say, no, you're not going to do that.
No,
you're good.
I don't think so.
Full pardon.
Yeah. Yeah, he could have done that. But he's like, oh. Well, if he had said if he was fully pardoned and he still decided to go back to the wall, I would have felt a little better about that. Yeah. Right?
Like that was
kind of
his
go to be
choice.
with the wildlings and let's tear down this wall. And even if it's political, I don't care. But like, let's tear down this wall and have a reconnect, and he'll be the king of the wildlings.
Yeah.
I also didn't. I thought Tyrion was kind of a little bit of a. He bugged the hell out of me at the very end. I'm just like, Tyrion, you're supposed to be cool. You could have been the king. I would have been happy with Tyrion being the king.
Sure.
I also thought it was weird that they had like all these unanswered questions. I hated the fact that you kill one White Walker, King White Walker, and it takes out everybody else. That's a cop-out.
That is a cop-out. And
Right.
a lot of shows have done that.
Yeah. I'm like, they were built up as this big bad, and they were supposed to be this, like, immovable force, and everybody was terrified of them. They're like, how are we gonna, like, survive this? And then, aha!
Stab you!
Done.
Because I'm tricky. I drop the knife from one hand, grab with the other hand, stab, and never see it coming.
Ugh.
Yeah. But this is what they say. Some fans expect the ending to be the same as... Okay, I'll just read the whole little quick thing here. Are people upset with Game of Thrones ending? Or are they upset with how the show got to that ending? It's expected that George R.R. Martin will end his series in a similar, if somewhat divergent fashion. In that way, some fans expect the ending to be the same, but the journey to be different and more fleshed out. It's a fair assumption, because the ending itself wasn't that bad, with many, but not all, characters' arcs getting suitable closure.
They got closure, but it was a rushed closure.
The 8th season was sloppy and rushed, but the ending itself could have proven far more disastrous. I will admit that they did wrap up all the loose ends. But
not all of them, because they didn't really talk about all those little, like, the Children of Night.
Oh, yeah, sure, they did kind of
They missed
those.
that one.
Yeah.
I also thought it was weird that they didn't, I thought the prediction or the prophecy was that she would die by the hands of one of her brothers. So you're wondering whether it's going to be Tyrion or if it's going to be Jaime who's going to kill, Cersei. And then they just die in each other's arms.
Yeah, okay, that was stupid.
I'm like, I thought somebody was going to have to... Like, even if they had it where they're both laying there and she's dying and then Jaime kind of, like, leans over and just like, here, I'll help you go peacefully or something, like... And then he stabs her, cries, and he's dying himself and he dies. Like, I would have liked that a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah, Jaime's arc was horrible.
It really was.
Like, you thought, okay, he's come around, he's going to be
There's
a good
some
guy.
redemption.
Then all of a sudden he's just like, no, I have to go be with my sister.
Mm-hmm. Like, what the hell, dude? Like, I thought you grew a pair of balls. I know you lost an arm, but didn't you grow a pair?
It's like, no, stay with Brienne.
Yeah. Although she would, man, I imagine she'd just throw people around during sex.
Yeah. I'd be up for the challenge.
You're like, I'm Little Spoon again? Damn it.
Hurt me, Brienne. Hurt me. Punch me. It's a little glimpse into my sex life.
Spit on my face.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Slap my balls around. Use them like a punching bag. All right, number 8.
Yes.
How I Met Your Mother. I'm out on this one. I haven't seen a single episode of this.
Watch the whole series. So what ends up happening is Ted, he finds the love of his life. He has 2 kids that he's telling this story to the whole entire time.
I know that part, yeah.
So after that happens, she ends up dying, and the one that he was supposed to be with all along was Robin. So then he goes back with this blue French horn and tries to win her back.
Yeah.
After she's kind of like since moved on. I didn't mind it. It actually wasn't as bad as some people are saying. It was a little disappointing, and I thought it was weird that they had what's his bucket from Full House, the actor from Full House, the dad. What's the actor's name?
Oh, come on.
He's a raunchy comedian now.
John Stamos, Dave Coulier, and
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
There you go.
Stupid podcast brain.
Bob Saget being the voice the whole entire time.
So they kind of did like a Wonder Years, where Daniel Stern was the voice of young Kevin.
Yeah.
The Wonder. Okay.
Yeah. They did that throughout the whole entire series. It's like, hey kids, Bob Saget's like, hey kids, let me tell you a story about this, and then they go into the episode, and then it's Ted. That's,
yeah.
But it really wasn't as bad, and it did have a decent resolution, and everybody did want Ted and Robin to end up together. but I kind of still felt bad for Barney. That womanizer.
All right, gotta watch out. Look, Britney Spears warned us about the womanizers.
Yeah. Although it's really funny is because he's in real life gay with a husband and they've got a couple of kids. I just think that's Neil so Patrick awesome. Harris. Yeah, he's such an awesome actor.
Okay. So you would kind of agree then it's not that bad.
No, it's not. No.
Number 7. Dexter.
Didn't see this one.
I saw Dexter up to season 4.
And you kind of gave up on it?
Yeah. The show has been over for 6 years, which is certainly enough time for the pain to have worn off. Many movies and TV shows get past their negative reputations with time. Could Dexter be one of them? Most fans agree that the first 4 seasons were among the best on television. I would agree with that. The middle seasons were disappointing, and the ending was complete disaster. So there you go. Yeah. First 4 seasons of Dexter were amazing.
Yeah.
They were incredible. So if you do ever watch it, I would suggest just the first.
Stop right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Once John Lithgow's character, spoilers, gets killed off, end it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not worth continuing?
No. Number 6, which is something I could talk about for weeks, Seinfeld.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen the entire series many times. But people don't like the ending. And I think because it's not so much that they end up in jail at the end. It's because the ending was basically a glorified clip show.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Where they just like relive. It was one of those episodes that is like a filler episode in any other TV show.
Yeah, and it ended up being their series finale.
Yeah.
And
typically it's just like, oh, well, we don't have like much material and all of our actors are off on vacation. So we're going to have them come in for 2 days and be like, oh yeah, remember when?
Yeah, remember that one time.
And then there you go. Fill the rest of the episode.
And Seinfeld has always been that show that they said many times, it's a show about nothing.
Yes.
So having this kind of
anticlimactic,
or this kind of
lackluster,
stereotypical.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Show for an ending is just it doesn't like it should have just been another just regular episode and then boom done. Yeah. Like that would have made more sense as far as Seinfeld goes.
Yeah.
You didn't have to have this big climactic thing where they go to this other place and get arrested and end up spending a year in prison.
Although wasn't it like the #1 episode viewed at the time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Still holds records, right?
Yeah. #1 show on TV for years. So yeah, I get that.
Although Jerry Seinfeld's kind of, I don't know, not the nicest of dudes.
I've actually gone down a Seinfeld hole.
Yeah.
Sounds dirtier than I meant it. The last, because he's my personal favorite stand-up comedian.
Okay.
Of all time.
Really?
Yes.
Which we recently did, like we posted on Facebook, right?
We did.
About stand-up comedians.
And the thing about Seinfeld is, yes, he does come off as kind of rude.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's just kind of his personality.
Right.
Like, I think he's always kind of been that way. Like, he's perfectly happy to, if you want a picture, autograph or something, like, he'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, be careful because he will make fun of you.
Right.
Yeah. Number 5, The Sopranos.
This is one of those ones, that and The Wire are 2 shows I need to watch. I just haven't gotten around to watching.
I've seen the final scene, and basically it's the family sitting in a restaurant.
It ends mid-sentence, right?
Yeah, the door opens, they look over, end. Done.
Leaving everybody to, wonder,
I think Tony was someone was supposed to come after him or something. Like maybe the rest of the mob was coming after him.
Right.
So door opens, they look over, end.
Yeah, I would have liked some conclusion to that, but I don't know. It leaves it up in the air. Do they survive? Does something happen?
The abrupt cut to black proved confusing and frustrating, and fans believe that it was an anticlimactic end to Tony's story. However, opinion is slowly turning with time, perhaps thanks to rewatchers and academic analysis.
Okay. So, see, this one I do feel like will come around to people actually enjoying and liking the way that it ends.
Number 4, Roseanne.
Watched quite a few episodes. Don't think I ever watched the ending, though.
The ending is basically... Okay. Before Seinfeld and 2.5 Men, Roseanne proved the benchmark for horrible sitcom finales, titled Into That Good Night. The 9th season finale ripped the rug out from under viewers and revealed that the entire 9th season, in which the Connors won the lottery, was a fictional concoction envisioned by Roseanne.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So at the end, you realize, it's just something that she had been writing. Mm-hmm. Her husband, Dan, John Goodman, was actually dead. Blah, blah, blah.
I don't know. I hate when movies do that, where they just like, it's all just a dream, you know?
Yeah. This is what they say. It was certainly jarring and people hated the twist, but there's also a lot to like here, including the narrative risk and surprisingly downcast ending that was perfectly in keeping with the series' tone.
Okay.
I mean, that is true to a point. I mean, Roseanne was always like, they were a middle class, even lower middle class family, living paycheck to paycheck, getting by.
Right.
So I can kind of see what they're saying there. Number 3, 2.5 Men.
This one I did see. I don't know.
Well, and this, I think, was tainted by the whole Charlie Sheen controversy that was going on.
Right. That and some of the other actors. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the cameras with other actors and people wanting to get paid more and all sorts of other stuff. And
the half man was going crazy with religion and...
Yeah. He was all over the place. That's why they just have him in a couple of scenes where he's like just on the... he's like at military school.
Yeah. Yeah. Poor John Cryer, man.
Right?
That poor son of a bitch.
I would have just milked that sucker for all it's worth, dude, that show. Yeah. Like, I would have played nice with everybody, because you're getting like $1 million an episode.
Well, if you notice now, John Cryer, still working.
Yeah.
He's, he's Lex Luthor on Supergirl, he's doing all this stuff.
Right.
The Half Man, where's he?
Exactly.
Charlie Sheen?
He did Anger Management.
Oh, that's right.
And then I think he's done like one other thing, but that's pretty much it that I've seen him.
Yeah, he hasn't really had any sort of success like he did with 2.5 Men.
No, definitely not.
I mean, I watched 2.5 Men when it started.
Yeah, which it wasn't that much of a leap for him to play. An alcoholic that doesn't do much and gets paid.
Yeah. A rich alcoholic that, yeah.
Yeah. And then... Although, did that help out Ashton Kutcher?
No.
No, right?
Not really.
Yeah.
Like, they needed another name to come in, and I guess Ashton Kutcher, he's had a TV series before, so maybe that's what they were thinking. Maybe he'd be a bit more comfortable with that format. Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
I thought he did better in The Ranch later on, but, yeah.
It's like no one was looking at Ashton Kutcher and going, oh, man, award-winning performance there. That ain't happening.
No.
Number 2, we've talked about this one before. Alf.
Yeah.
Alf, the series finale of Alf was not supposed to be the series finale. It was just supposed to be a cliffhanger from one season to another, but it never got renewed. So what ended up happening is Alf gets surrounded by the government and the military. Boom, fade to black, end of series.
Yeah. I actually kind of like that idea.
It says, while the story would eventually conclude with a TV movie, Alf getting captured by the military proves so brazen, unexpected, and dark that it makes for a weirdly perfect ending to the season.
Yeah.
Or to the series.
Yeah. I'm perfectly fine with that one.
Me too.
Yeah, it fits.
And then number 1, I'm out on this one. Sherlock.
Ooh. This is the Benedict Cumberbatch one, right?
Yes.
I actually liked it. I don't know. Moriarty was an excellent choice, and him choosing to go off with his lady love, like, I don't know. I didn't have a problem with it. I think that it was just maybe that it was cut short. I thought for sure there was going to be another season, but I believe that they went on to do like other passion projects, and they were working on The Hobbit, and it just didn't work out.
Cumberbatch was doing Doctor Strange. Yeah.
So to kind of, which is disappointing because you had such a huge following, to kind of leave it that way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think it was meant to be the last season. It wasn't. It just ran 4, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I would tell you, but I just clicked off the thing.
Oh, you're good.
So.
I was fine with it. Each episode felt like a standalone episode anyways, so it just felt like another episode.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, there you
go. So speaking of television, Netflix has just added 7 movies and TV series from South Korea. South Korea, as of late, has really been like hitting the movie television scene pretty hard and doing fantastic things.
They have,
it, right?
Yeah.
You have like the Kingdom, I believe, is in South Korea, and then you've also got
was Parasite?
I believe
South
Parasite
Korean?
was as well. Yeah.
Okay.
But from Korean dramas to K-pop music, South Korea is going through a global entertainment revolution. Netflix has already dipped their toe in the pond, and it's going back for more. Netflix has secured the rights for 3 movies and 4 television series from South Korea to debut over in the coming months. One of the biggest titles was Space Sweepers, which I've not heard too much of it. I did get a chance to watch it, and like just the trailer, and it does look pretty promising. The majority of these things are going to be set to release in 2021. Yeah, okay. And I am totally for this. I love like foreign films and foreign television shows, and why not?
Train to Busan, was that Korean?
Yes.
Oh, see, there you go.
Which I did go back and I watched the other ones as well. I started back with Seoul Station, and all 3 of them are fantastic together.
I think, to me, it seems like South Korea or Korea film TV in general, I think they're starting to cater more to like a wider audience.
Yes.
Where I think like Japanese or Chinese cinema caters just to Japanese and Chinese people.
And if you don't appreciate it, or if you don't care for that type of,
right,
it's like, whatever, this is our content.
Whereas Korea, they're like, okay, let's make this for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy.
Other people can relate to these other themes. That's why it's always difficult for American television shows to make that transition as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're good at like catering, but it's catering to people in the United States, right?
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, they've got to reach a wider audience, and anytime that you throw in zombies or horrors and stuff, like, it's gonna do well. Foreign films that feature those, they're gonna do fine here.
Okay. So, recently, Disney had their big investor meeting, their big 2020 investor meeting, where they dropped a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they broke the internet.
Mm-hmm. Basically saying, this is our slate from now until, like, 2029, I think.
Wow.
Like, so for the next 10 years is what we're doing. And, man, there's a lot of stuff coming. There's like 10 separate Star Wars movies and television series coming.
Couple of different spin-offs.
Couple different
Even
spin-offs.
from The Mandalorian, yeah.
Yep. You got Ahsoka coming. You got Cassian Andor series. You got, just a bunch of stuff. So we're not going to go over
all 61,
everything. Yeah. So I thought we'd just kind of run down the top 10 here. And we're not going to do like another list. We'll just kind of talk about them here. So we have Doug Days, a Cars series, and Win or Lose. That's 12 through 10. And that's the Pixar stuff. I'm not crazy that they're doing a film about that stupid dog Doug from Up.
No. Yeah.
He was the worst part of Up for me. I hated that dog.
Yeah, and to make a whole series from that. They did something similar with, like, the Minions.
Yes.
And Despicable Me. That I'm just like, Yeah. I mean, I get that it'll sell toys, but...
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah. In Up could have been, if they left stupid Doug out.
Yeah.
Up could have been
a masterpiece.
A fantastic film.
Yeah.
But no, he had to go for lowbrow humor with the dumb dog. I have issues, obviously, with character. Number 9, speaking of Disney Pixar, Turning Red.
This one, whenever that girl gets too excited, she turns into a giant looking, like...
Giant red panda.
Yeah.
Yeah. How odd. Okay, sure.
But it looks kind of entertaining and endearing.
This one I'm excited for. Lightyear.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And people are like, how come it's not Tim Allen? How come it's not Tim Allen? Because it's not the toy.
No.
It's the actual Buzz Lightyear that the toy is based on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Evans, right?
Yeah, Chris Evans. He's going to voice Buzz Lightyear.
That'll be great. That'll be perfect.
I want to see him go through training, through Space Command, and
see all these different, like, little Easter eggs, right? That only true Toy Story fans would appreciate or like.
I want to see the real Emperor Zurg. I want to, yeah. I want to see aliens. I want to be like heavy, like Pixar's version of Star Wars.
Yeah,
that'd be so cool.
That would be fantastic.
So excited for that. Going to Marvel, we got Secret Invasion. It will center around efforts to the shape-shifting Skrulls to infiltrate Earth's society. We're going to bring Samuel L. Jackson back as Nick Fury. We're going to have Ben Mendelsohn back as the Skrull Talos. Yeah, and it's going to be a series. It's going to be on Disney+.
I'm honestly not worried about this. I think they'll do a great job with it.
And it's interesting to me that you're getting these big actors to do series.
Right.
That's so weird.
It seems...
They've got to be throwing buttloads of money at them.
They have so much money anyways, so it doesn't matter. I would ride that Disney train to the grave.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? We've said before, if Disney wants to sponsor this podcast,
yes,
let's do it. I will put on my Mickey ears and enjoy the ride. Ironheart. Tony Stark is dead, but the world will still need heroes who have the tools, the talent, and the tech to protect it. Enter Ryrie Williams, a prodigy who has her own armored suit and is ready to fill the vacuum left by Iron Man. Again, it's another series.
I feel like they should have used the actress that was playing his daughter.
Yeah, but I think they're going because Ironheart is an actual character, right? So I think that's why they're going to do it that way.
Okay,
but I mean, yeah, to kind of connect the dots, that would have made more sense.
But
Armor Wars. Speaking of Tony Stark, what happens when Tony Stark's technology starts falling into the wrong hands? His best friend James Rhodes goes to war. Based on the classic Iron Man storyline from the comics, Don Cheadle will reprise his role as James Rhodey Rhodes / War Machine. And I don't know if that's a series or an actual movie.
This is the one that I could kind of take it or leave it, because the same thing happened with how Iron Man got some of his technology to begin with. He got it from the aliens, you know? And we did see what happens when alien technology got into bad hands.
What did he get from the aliens?
Some of the tech, because you've got in Spider-Man, what's his bucket that was cleaning up all the stuff afterwards.
Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton's character was cleaning up all the aftermath of this alien technology, and then Iron Man of the Stark Industries came in and swooped up everything.
Because they didn't want anybody to have it. I don't think Stark used it in his armor or anything.
No, not in his armor, but he has that technology, right?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So we kind of already saw this a little bit.
Honestly, I feel the same way you do. I can take it or leave it.
Mm-hmm.
But here's why. I'm done with Iron Man.
Same.
Let's let that go.
Yeah.
You know?
Sleeping dogs lie.
That's why I think the same thing with this Ironheart series. I'm like, let's just end this.
Mm-hmm.
You still have War Machine there. Fine. Let's just have him be kind of, in the background with the Avengers, whatever. But let's move on from that.
Right.
Because to me, that's still like they're hanging on to Phase 1, what the really popular thing.
Yeah. Like, no, let's make that transition. Let's have a jawing, shocking intro and like really say this is the next phase.
Yeah. Next, this one's interesting. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Right? I saw that, like, with a lot of little mini episodes about Groot and all sorts of other stuff.
It'll be out in time for all major Earth holidays in 2022. Directed by James Gunn.
Okay.
And it's kind of inspired by the infamous Star Wars Holiday Special. Hopefully it won't be as terrible.
Oh, I'm sure it won't, but I'm sure it'll pay homage to it for sure.
It probably will.
Yeah.
I'll be
Groot's family is here.
I'll be surprised if Chris Pratt doesn't make some sort of mention to the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah.
So, number 3, just like you were saying, I Am Groot. Set during the span between the first 2 Guardians of the Galaxy movies, I Am Groot will center around the misadventures of Baby Groot. I think they're capitalizing on Baby Yoda here.
Yes. Yeah. They're like, oh, they've had so much success. We had some success with Groot, but...
don't we have another baby character somewhere?
Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah, we have Baby Groot.
Yeah.
It'll be for kids, I'm sure. I like Baby Groot better as just a side character and comic relief.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need a whole thing for him.
Besides, he can't really, say too much.
He says I and am and Groot.
Yeah.
In that particular order. His linguistics ain't as good as you and me.
Yes. We got our edumacation.
This one, though, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Basically, it's Ant-Man 3.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited for that because I really like the Ant-Man movies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they get as much respect as they deserve. I think kind of it gets buried under Captain America and Thor and Iron Man, but
yeah.
I really enjoy the Ant-Man films.
See, I'm putting it on the same level as Doctor Strange, those Ant-Man movies for me. Mm-hmm. That they were decent and they helped move the story along, and I liked the first one better than the second one.
I don't know, it's just something about him I just really enjoy. Maybe it's Paul Rudd.
Probably.
Maybe that's why I like him so much.
He's a likable person.
Yeah. But this one really got people excited. Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Yes, bitch. Let's get Fantastic Four back where they belong.
Into the hands of Marvel.
Into the hands of Marvel. Let's get them away from Fox and all of that nonsense that they were doing. And let's actually make a good Fantastic Four film.
Which is going to segue into X-Men.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I couldn't be happier.
I mean, I know we've already said, at this point, Marvel, it's batting close to 1,000. Right?
Right.
They've had very few missteps. I mean, you got Thor 2 and Iron Man 3. great, but they weren't like failures. If you can have 1, 2, 3 horrible Fantastic Four movies that most people just written off, most critics written off, that this will never work, and then have Marvel come in and make $100-something million on it.
Yeah.
They can't do anything bad.
No. What do they touch? Like, they've got the Midas touch.
Yeah. It's like impossible for them to have a failure. But anyway. And you can go and look up online everything that was talked about. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff.
So I do have to make a note of this and mention that another story that kind of broke the internet. Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather will be fighting social media star Logan Paul.
Kick his ass, Floyd.
Right? If you do pre-order the fight, it's going to be like $24.99. And I did some research here, and Floyd, he's 50-0.
Yeah.
I know this is an exhibition.
It will be an exhibition fight.
Yeah. Okay. So Floyd Mayweather, he is 43. Logan Paul is 25. And Logan Paul has only fought twice and only won once.
Yeah.
He had one, like, decent win, and then all of a sudden he thinks he can take on Floyd?
No.
It's like, I get that this is, like, because of Mike Tyson, stepping back into the ring, and all these boxers, they're like, hey, I've still got fight in me, I can do this. And money's great, too. But yeah, it'll be interesting. So there's an 18-year difference. Logan Paul is also 200 pounds, where Floyd, the last time he fought, he weighed in at 150. So he's got him by 50 pounds. During his career, Floyd, easily beat opponents with being 50-0. He's also only 5'8", where Logan Paul is 6'2".
See, I don't think that matters much.
Reach, it kind of does when it comes to, like, boxing. If you have, like, 6 inches on the other dude that you can...
I guess, yeah.
Right?
You can kind of stay back further and...
Exactly.
I gotcha.
So, being the shorter guy, you have to get in close and just start working the body and, like, go Rocky style.
But, to me, Floyd is a professional trained boxer.
Right.
Logan Paul is a YouTube douche.
Right. Exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, he may have height and weight on him, but he doesn't have the skill.
And I believe I know it won't have any impact on his 50-0, but I couldn't see Floyd wanting to have this end in a tie. No, he just wants to beat this, like, little punk that thinks he's...
Cocky little... Yeah.
Yeah.
I look forward.
I do, too. I want to see him get beat down. And I know Logan Paul's just really doing this for the money.
Mm-hmm. Of course he is.
Right?
He's doing it for the fame and money, which is what he does for everything. That's his whole livelihood.
Okay, so if they weren't pulling punches and actually, like, going fully at it, would you rather fight Floyd Mayweather or Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson's, like, in his 50s, and Floyd's a little bit younger.
Ooh.
Who would you rather step into the ring? Okay, it's for like a couple $1 million though, Troy. It's like $5 million. You just have to, like, go in the ring and just, like, go toe to toe with him.
Try to live?
Yeah.
Probably Tyson.
Really?
Yeah. Because I think Tyson will knock you out quicker.
Floyd's gonna, like, it's gonna take quite a few punches, and you're ow. Like,
I think Floyd would toy with you more.
Yeah. Dance around the ring and, like.
I think Tyson's gonna come at you and just
boom,
knock your ass out.
Yeah. I actually think I'd be able to go around with either one of these guys.
I seriously doubt it.
I think I could, Troy. I think I could.
You could not.
All right, I'm calling you out, Mike.
That's like
this episode.
That's like saying you could do one-on-one playing horse against an NBA player.
I could.
There's no way.
Yeah, no, I would totally do fine. Like playing horse. Oh yeah, even lightning. We can play lightning, and I'd do all right at it.
No.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. No.
What?
Look,
come on, Troy.
This
have
is
a little faith in me.
Look, I do have faith in you. I'm just saying.
You're realistic.
They train for years to do this.
Well,
you're just some dude that thinks that they could do it.
Yeah, I really do. Like,
I'm sorry, no. No. There's no way.
I could last a round,
No.
1 round with these guys?
No.
Take a couple of hits? Do I get padding? Like a
No.
helmet? No. Straight up? Oh, jeez.
Okay, how long is a round in boxing? 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe a round.
Right?
Maybe.
I'd dance around. Like, I'd be running around the ring. Yeah. I'm not, like, standing still. Like, kind of jab. I'm also a southpaw, so I have that going for me.
I don't think you could get any jabs in.
Just keep them at bay, like for a couple of minutes. Like, all right, yeah, just like kind of laugh about it, like. And then
Floyd Mayweather is 50-0. What the heck do you think you're gonna do? And he's fighting professional boxers again that have trained for years to do this.
True.
Again, what the heck do you think?
I think I'd have a better chance with Mike Tyson. He's
Come
older.
on.
He's older.
Yes, he's old. That's true. That doesn't mean the knowledge still isn't there.
Right? Yeah, that's true. He probably bite you, like just
again.
old
Habits. That's the other thing. He's kind of a loose cannon. Like,
yeah.
You don't know.
And I don't feel like any of these guys are really going to be pulling their punches.
No,
they're going to be going full speed. I'd still, man, I'll have to find the boxer or the professional older guy that I'll call out for the podcast. I'll do it for the podcast, Troy. Like, we'll get some listeners.
Okay. Hey, who am I to stand in the way of that? If you want to do it for the podcast, go ahead and get your ass kicked.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. This was an interesting story. Warner Brothers has just come out and said that they're going to debut their entire 2021 film slate, including Dune and Matrix 4, not just in theaters, but they're also going to do it on HBOMax as well.
Wow.
They're going to be releasing new movies on HBOMax.
Yeah. HBOMax has all of a sudden gone from being some small podunk, have a couple of cool gritty shows that now everybody can do, to actually being a force.
Yeah.
Like that people are jumping on board with this.
And this has a lot of people nervous because a lot of people are thinking that maybe this could be the end of movie theaters.
Yeah.
Like what would you rather do if you're paying for HBO Max? Would you rather go see Matrix 4, go out to the theater, or just stay at home and watch it?
Stay at home.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're gonna have the few people like myself,
right,
that like the movie theater experience and will still go do that.
Mm-hmm.
But for the general populace, I think
overall,
why go out? We can just stay home.
Yeah. And televisions and home entertainment places keep getting bigger and bigger, right?
Right.
So you can still get that kind of feel of the movie theaters, but in the comfort of your own home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's going to be tough to beat. Do you think this will also make it difficult for Netflix Redbox?
Yeah, I'm surprised Redbox is still standing, frankly.
Yeah. They've had to, like, the only way they get me to come back is they'll offer, hey, $1.25 off of this rental.
Yeah.
That's how I saw a Fatman for like 50 cents.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I knew it was in Redbox. I just would have done that. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't know how Redbox is still in business. I really don't.
They had their run, but now you can just get it online.
Yeah.
Or rent it there.
Yeah.
I feel like Redbox would have to team up with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Redbox and HBO Max join forces.
Or Amazon Prime.
Somebody.
Something like that.
They're just like, hey, we want to stay viable.
Like Amazon Prime, some Amazon Prime movies are only exclusively at Redbox or, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Called the Amazon Box.
No, or I even think that they
Redbox Prime,
like, don't offer any more movies on DVD, that just whatever they were getting, all their movies and royalties, they just move over to the other streaming service. They no longer have DVDs.
Yeah, DVDs are going the way of the dinosaur.
But I still do love like a DVD and a regular copy to have to watch, like just on the off chance that something goes wrong.
Yeah. To have and to hold.
And to cherish.
Till death do you part.
Basically. I plan on taking those DVDs to my grave with me. One last thing that keeps coming back from the grave is 3D Doritos. Yes, they are coming back. There is a silver lining to 2020 as it comes to a close, and that is 3D Doritos. They have announced and already shown up on their Twitter account that they're releasing 2 flavors. There's going to be 3D Crunch Chili Cheese Nacho and 3D Crunch Spicy Ranch. And we are definitely doing a taste test.
Oh, yes.
Right?
I loved 3D Doritos back in the day.
Oh, same. It just has a really good like mouthfeel, and also it's Doritos, and they have amazing flavors.
Yes, exactly.
It's kind of like almost like a puff, right? And people that have never experienced this before are now going to finally get a chance to experience the magic that is 3D Doritos.
Experience that stuff that us 90s kids experienced for many years.
You need to buy yourself like a Crystal Pepsi and like eat these to wash it down with the Crystal Pepsi.
Absolutely.
It's like a trip down memory lane right there.
Yep.
They will be released and coming back January 18th. So just, a month away.
January 18th, okay.
Mark your calendars.
I'll have to mark it down. All right. Let's get to our Revs and Recs. So the GF and I were looking for a movie to watch the other day, for a Christmas movie that we haven't seen, that neither of us have seen, because I've seen a lot. She's not a big movie person, so I wanted something that,
we both hadn't seen.
Yeah,
we could
both
see
watch
for the first time. Yeah.
Yep. So I said, I'll leave it up to you. And so she found this movie called Jingle, Jangle, A Christmas Journey.
All right.
This is a movie about a guy named, I forgot his first name. His last name is Jangle. And he's an inventor.
Is his first name Jingle?
No. He's an inventor. And he invents this...
Geronicus?
Yeah. Something like that.
Geronius?
Yeah. It was a weird first name. And he invents this little matador robot puppet thing, talked by Ricky Martin, who he thinks, okay, this is going to be his greatest invention. He's a toy inventor.
Yeah.
This is going to be his greatest invention. This is what's going to put him on the map. Well, he has this little apprentice that ends up taking this marionette, puppet, robot, whatever, and stealing it, and stealing a bunch of other of Jangle's blueprints for toys and stuff. And so this little apprentice becomes the greatest toy maker, while Jangle refuses to invent things anymore and turns his business into a pawn shop.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And so what happens is Jangle's granddaughter or granddaughter ends up coming to stay with him for a while. And, it's that old story of she inspires him to get back into the toy game. She finds this little toy robot thing up in the attic that only works if you believe. You got to believe for it to work.
And so they go on a journey themselves?
They do.
Pun intended?
They do.
That's her name.
Yeah. And so what ends up happening is this other toy maker, played by Keegan-Michael Key, ends up seeing this thing, and he tries to steal it for himself. And then there's this whole thing with his factory is burning, there's explosions, they have to escape, blah, blah, blah. He gets reunited with his daughter, and yeah. I will say this: it's a fairly predictable film.
Yeah.
But
it's got some talented cast.
It does. It has a really good cast. Forrest Whitaker, Keegan-Michael Key. Like I said, they're the two toy makers. And arguably, they're the best parts of the film. There's some funny parts. There's some dramatic parts. There's some overly cheesy parts.
Mm-hmm. Like most Hallmark Christmas movies.
Yeah. And it's also a musical.
Oh, wow. All right.
I didn't realize that when I started it, but...
Were they actually able to sing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I was surprised. Forrest Whitaker, he can sing. So anyway, if you're looking for a holiday movie that you haven't seen before, if you got kids, this is probably a good one. Okay. There's a lot of cool visuals. Like there's some transition points to move the story along that's kind of stop motion CG animation.
Right.
And it's pretty cool. The ending is super cheesy. Super cheesy.
Everybody has to believe.
It's something
on par, really?
It's on par, yeah. But don't let that stop you from seeing it. It's a feel good family film that the whole family can enjoy. So out of 5 robot matadors, I would give it I'd give it a 2.
Okay. Which is basically 3.5 in as far as Christmas movies go.
It's not going to be a Christmas tradition that I watch it every year or anything, but it was nice to see a new Christmas movie. I'll say that.
Okay. They're trying to make... I mean, it's difficult to come up with something new, especially with Christmas.
Right?
That's like coming up with a new Christmas song. Mm-hmm. We've got these tried and true. We know what we want and what we expect for Christmas, and if it deviates from that at all, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
One movie that we did, that I would consider a Christmas movie, that we did both see together, is Fatman.
Yeah.
Right?
I had no idea this movie existed. Till I was like, I want to go see a movie. And so I was looking at him like, Fatman? What the heck is it?
Yeah.
Mel Gibson? So I watched the trailer. I was like, I need to see this.
Right. Now, this one, to save his declining business, Kris Kringle, also known as Santa Claus, is forced to partner with the U.S. military. And they start making, his elves start making parts for a jet.
For fighter jets.
Yeah. Making matters worse, Kris gets locked down in a deadly battle against a skilled assassin.
Hired by a kid.
That got a lump of coal. Yeah. This, to me, it's like a Christmas movie meets Fargo.
Absolutely.
That's like the closest thing that I can put them together and say... It was really fascinating and fantastic, and I was pleasantly surprised that they put a good twist on Santa Claus.
This was a very, very original take on Santa Claus.
Yes.
This is basically saying that there's this guy that
lives up in Canada.
Yeah.
Which makes perfect sense.
Yeah. That has lived a long time. He does have a little bit of magic powers.
Right. Strength.
Yes. And healing.
Yeah.
He's kind of a superhero that way.
Right.
And they've taken this guy and kind of commercialized him into the Santa that we know now, but he's just a guy that has a business, that has all these elves, that makes his toys in a barn.
Right.
That, his sleigh is, we think of the sleigh as being this big magical, ooh, look at it, magical thing.
No, it's this rundown
just
piece.
A normal.
Yeah, that gets shot at.
Mm-hmm. Gets shot at. And that's another thing. This is a movie that takes place in a timeline where Santa is real.
Right.
And everybody knows he's real.
Yeah. And the government has monetized this, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's a booming business and they need him to be around, even though he keeps seeing the decline of people being good. He's handing out less and less presence, so that means he's getting less money from the government.
Right.
But the government's making more and more money from monetizing on him being real.
He gets government subsidies, which is just, it's just great. It's just such an original take.
It really is.
And I got to give it up to Mel Gibson, man. I had kind of written him off.
Same.
But he's really good in this.
Yeah.
He's good at being that down and depressed, kind of nobody really believes anymore. There's not really any Christmas spirit anymore. He gets, you believe when he gets angry and mad, he gets like scary.
Right.
You know?
He can play both spectrums really well.
And he totally plays this character just extremely believable. Walton Goggins as the assassin is great.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about this before the episode. I don't think he can play a good guy. He tried to do that television show, The Unicorn, and I watched a couple of episodes. Like, all right, I like him as an actor. I'll give it a chance. No, that shit was garbage. It was horrible. He kind of plays, but he doesn't play like a bad guy. He plays more of like a.
He's a good henchman.
Yes, a very good henchman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'd know him if you saw him. I mean, he's been in Justified, The Hateful Eight, The Shield, Sons of Anarchy, Django Unchained. Like,
he's been around.
Yeah, as soon as you see him, you're like, oh, that guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even that little kid, the only other movie that I've seen him in was Good Boys, and he always plays a dick, which he plays perfectly.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fascinating where he's an ass to the help. He's kind of like a Joffrey type character.
He is a little.
Right?
Yeah.
Where he's just manipulating everybody and doing his own thing, and
he makes sure that he wins first place at the science fair.
Yeah.
By
that was an awesome scene.
Kidnapping and intimidating his competition. Yeah, anyway. And I liked that just the practical approach to everything. Like the elves, the workshop, like I said, it's in kind of underground, this barn, and it's just basically like any warehouse you'd see anywhere else.
And they're really efficient.
Yes, very efficient.
They just eat candy basically, and they take 15-minute naps every 8 hours, and that keeps them going forever.
Yep.
Yeah. They're the one thing I really did like about the elves is the military guys talking to him, and he's just like, hey, well, what happened through 1 through 6? Because
the main elf was 7.
Number 7, right? And he's just like, oh, well, we've been around for a long time, and we don't believe in reusing numbers. That would be disrespectful and unhonorable. And the military guy's like, I like that. Like retiring a jersey, basically, right?
Yeah.
I thought the elves were pretty cool in this as well.
Yeah. And again, it's just such a realistic, interesting version
grounded
of Santa
take
Claus.
On Santa Claus, yeah.
There's funny moments, there's action moments, there's
I'm for sure, like, you know how a lot of the times you'll do your research on the story after the fact.
Yeah.
This is one of those things where I looked at some of the other movies that the directors have done.
Oh, yeah.
These guys.
Okay.
That scene where they're fighting each other back and forth, right? It was filmed up in Canada, and it was 30 below.
Really?
I'd watched like a little take on it, and they were talking about it. That it was like 30 something below.
It looked like they were actually outside.
Right.
Like it wasn't a sound
And
stage.
they also filmed that scene backwards because they wanted it to look like there was fresh powder. And after, you have all these makeup artists and everybody else running around on set, it's going to be trampled down. So they filmed it backwards to where they went to the bloody demise and then filmed it the other direction where the last scene is them actually fighting each other. So it looks like it's fresh powder.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was kind of cool how they did that. But they filmed that whole scene from start to finish, once he gets to the compound, basically, in 4 days.
Huh.
Right? I was like, wow, that's really impressive.
And that's
from the explosions and everything.
And that's another thing. You can tell this wasn't a movie with a big budget.
No, but they still made something really good.
Yeah, they.
Rotten Tomatoes, which I'm really surprised because I don't take their word anymore. I've written off Rotten Tomatoes.
Right, you've been on record.
Yeah. They're sitting at a 46, but audiences are sitting at an 83.
Yeah.
Which, for myself, so we're going to do it out of 5 what?
5... Go blue ribbons.
Yeah. I think I'm sitting at... I'm right borderline 4.5, but I think I'm sitting at a 4.
I was going to give it a 4.
Okay.
2, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of fun.
It is. I'm trying to think of a bad thing about it. Or something I didn't like that would really actually drop it down a whole grade from a 5 to a 4.
I was a little disappointed that we didn't get to see Mel Gibson actually delivering the presents.
Okay. Yeah.
On Christmas, they really kind of cut away from that.
They spend a little bit more time about the assassin's journey than they did with Mel Gibson actually playing
because
Santa
Claus, like we said, is real in this universe.
Yeah.
And everybody knows him, so that would have kind of been cool to see. Does he come down the chimney? Does he just walk through the door? Like, what does he do?
But to make it even more grounded, I like that they didn't show it.
Right? I think
they shied away from that.
Yeah, maybe just like 1 or 2 houses. That's all I was asking.
Yeah. I get that. But yeah, this is definitely a good Christmas movie to watch.
Absolutely.
It doesn't shy away from blood or violence at all. Just FYI.
Yeah, and it'll be one that I watch again.
Same. Sure. Yeah.
Could become a Christmas tradition?
Perhaps.
All right. So, here's where you can find us. You can listen to all of our episodes at worldwarg.podbean.com. We're on iTunes, Google Play, CosmicPotatoNetwork.com, or wherever you can find podcasts. On the social media, we're at Facebook.com/WorldWarGPodcasts. You can find all of our merchandise at shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwargpod@gmail.com. You can also call or text the show at any time at 801-747-9516. So, this has been World War G episode 295. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
Stay geeky, my friends. And, yeah, that's it.